everybody. Welcome into the Smokers Haven Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Z. I'm here with Koop.
What up?
And Andy.
Hi, guys.
And today we're going to be talking to you about our top 12 Dynasty quarterbacks. We're just going to kind of go 12 to 1, and we'll each give our number and kind of talk about a guy a little bit at each number. Go ahead and start, Koop.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start off again. This is all on the premise of brand new Dynasty, fresh starter. I'm really here with 12. I got CJ Stroud. I just think with a really young core, new regime, he's got the arm talent. And especially in a Dynasty, you want that long-term value. I mean, it's hard to go wrong. Again, though,
Sure.
That's 12. And again, depends on if we're talking super flex and just one quarterback, too. So that also adjusts the value. So take it with that. But again, I still have CJ Stroud at that 12 spot, just thinking even with those terms, either way, just because, again, you're going to get the youth and the long-term potential with what they're going to end up putting around him because they still got plenty of draft capital in years to come.
Yeah. He was in my honorable mentions that I ended up not putting on my list, but he was in my next ones right after my 12th.
He was almost my 12.
Yeah?
He was almost. He's my 13 if we had one. That's where he'd be.
Who'd you end up with at 12?
Well, all right, here's my question. Am I getting Kyler Murray from Call of Duty, or am I getting Kyler Murray of NFL? If I'm getting Call of Duty, I'm probably going to go Dak on this one. Just because he's got the numbers to throw. Me, I'm not a big fan of him, but like I said, for starting, he's down at third bottom. He's not bad. He's not good in my mind. I mean, like I said, CJ Stroud could have win here, but I don't know. Dynasty, just me personally, I think I would have put Dak. Kyler Murray, though, NFL, I'm putting him here.
Yeah.
Kid's good. He can run. But the only thing I have with Kyler Murray, though, doesn't have DeAndre Hopkins throwing up that ball, you know?
Yeah, and he's coming off that injury, so I think he's going to be just fine. I don't know if he'll be a Cardinal in 24, but
No.
I think he's going to be pretty good either way.
Yeah. Who you got there?
So my 12 is Daniel Jones. So
DJ.
he's got himself a new contract. He's only 26, and he's got that sneaky rushing ability upside. Put up 700 yards last year, and that's
Just watch out for the turf monster.
yeah, getting tripped up. That's hilarious. But you're talking almost 50 points more than, something like Burrow or Herbert as far as just rushing goes. But it's definitely rushing's just kind of a cheat code in fantasy.
My only issue with him is really just his outside receivers are just so bad. I mean, I like Darius Slayton, but he should be a 3.
Yeah, my last
They
sentence
did
was,
bring in Darren Waller, which is a good sign.
Yeah, they did.
So at least it's something.
They still got that Bellinger kid, too.
my last thing on Jones was Giants offense can't get any worse. Like, it really can't. It was so bad last year. It just has to get a little bit better at least.
If Saquon sits out, it could get worse.
True. That's true. I'm assuming he plays, but yeah, him and Jacobs, you don't know about either one of them, actually. All right. Now you're number 11 guy, Andy.
All right, here's my first rookie. I'm going Bryce Young on this one.
All right.
Brand new team, pretty much starting from the ground. So basically, I mean, you ain't got to, obviously, may not do nothing this year. Next year, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, he was one of my 3 just off my list and Bryce was one of them.
I did not have him anywhere near him. I am not a fan, really, just because looking at his size and just he's going to have a lot more issues than he did at the college level because these guys in the NFL level are a lot bigger and a lot better and a lot faster. And he doesn't really have the athleticism enough, at least to what I've seen, to be a Kyler Murray or have that ability to get out. And he's so short.
That's definitely his one big criticism is his size. There's no doubt about it.
He's 5'10". I mean, you're not going to get a lot of Drew
Also, Wilson was
Breeses
short,
all
too.
the time.
Yeah.
He won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Short
Kyler
quarterbacks can
Murray's
make
short.
it.
He won because of Marshawn Lynch, because that dude is a stud.
It's a team sport.
Yeah. We're going to see with Bryce Young because he's going to get to play right away. So my number 11 was Kyler Murray. Again, only 26 years old, ridiculous rushing upside. And honestly, like I said earlier, whether he's a Cardinal or he's starting for somebody else, he's going to be starting because of his contract. So I go Kyler Murray at 11. Coop?
All right, for 11, don't laugh, but I have Mr. Jared Goff.
Oh, I almost thought about putting him on my list at
So,
one time.
I mean, he's finally getting a chance in the same offense. He's been improving every year. He 28, so he's still got at least a good 7-8 years that he could be playing and probably playing at a high level. That he's got the weapons around him. I mean, that's already there. It's just a matter of, hey, continuing to build that rapport. That offensive line is getting better. The defenses should be better, hopefully, eventually, which is going to take a little pressure off of him. But he still has the explosive ability everywhere else, and especially once Jameson gets back, and that offense could be nasty. And they took a rookie, but it's going to be a couple of years before you even know if that rookie's going to be ready to play.
Yeah, I don't think he's the one that takes over for Goff, but I'm not sure if they view Goff long-term or not. We're going to find out this year. A lot of weapons on that team.
And if he doesn't, I could see him getting signed up somewhere else and being like, hey, because he's showed he can put up the numbers. He's been better than Stafford since the Super Bowl. That's for sure.
Yeah, Stafford's probably closer to done than anything with his elbow. But, you're number 10.
Number 10, I have Justin Fields. I mean, I still think they still have some work to do on that offensive line. I like the piece that they did grab so far and what they did with Shark and all that. I think what they have at running backs is going to be more than sufficient. Again, I want to see maybe a little bit better breakdown of the passing, being able to maybe hit some more throws. But again, it is Chicago, so we'll see. But again, with his rushing potential, it could just be really high upside, but I just want to see a little bit more of the passing aspect this year and see that progression before I kind of really move up on him.
Hopefully DJ Moore will help him out a lot.
Yeah. So I was thinking, plus that Roshan kid up there.
Yeah, the rookie running back.
Dude, I have high hopes on that kid for some reason.
They got a whole backfield of they got Herbert, Roshan,
Foreman.
and Foreman. Yeah, they're definitely gonna be running the ball. That's their plan. We'll see how it goes. All right, Andy, you're number 10.
My number 10 is Anthony Richardson. Once again, he's a rookie. Can't really say anything. Can't really have any expectation except for hoping, really, when you get these rookies coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all potential right there. His athletic ability is off the charts. So,
and he's got a pretty good team. So,
yep, he does.
I'm again not a big fan of his accuracy, having watched him for the last few years, being a Florida State fan and such. I mean, if he kind of has that Mariota syndrome sometimes, where he can't hit a guy within 5 yards. So I mean, I'm hoping best for the kid, but it's just one of those things. I think he needs to make a lot of strides on his accuracy in that in-game situation. Because it's one thing when you're in pads and nobody's coming after you. Yeah, it's nice and easy, but once you start getting that pressure, let's see how he does.
Yeah, absolutely. My number 10, I've got, I really hate saying this, but I've got Deshaun Watson. He's going to be 28 during the season. He looked terrible last year, but every other year he's been most people consider an elite quarterback. So, and his contract basically dictates he's going to start for several more seasons at least, unless he does something stupid. But
well, that's not out of the realm.
so,
I mean, he is Deshaun Watson.
yeah, no, it's possible. Number 9 for me, I had Anthony Richardson. I put on there, could be a bust and not on this list in a year, or he could be the next like Lamar Jackson and be a top 5 quarterback next year. I mean, that rushing ability is. We're gonna see. Yeah, he's a bigger, faster Cam Newton.
Cam was at least a touchdown thief at least.
Yeah,
I was gonna say he's gonna sneak.
This
those.
is fantasy football, and in fantasy football, for quarterbacks, rushing kind of just dominates. So.
And he was one of the bigger quarterbacks at like 6'4", and he is like
he's
230.
I think he's even bigger than that. He's a big dude. But yeah, who is your number 9?
Number 9, and this is gonna be kind of weird. He's the oldest guy I have on the list, Geno Smith. Just because I didn't see them really do anything in the draft, so I'm like, okay, he's got at least another 2 to 3 years because they don't have anything else right now. Plus, with those weapons, I mean, JSN, Lockett, Metcalf, you got Walker, Charbonnet. I mean, you've got a lot of weapons, and that offense showed last year, hey, they can do good things. So,
yeah, and last year, we were all doing best ball leagues with each other, just like little home ones. But out of, I don't know, there was
6 or 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7 leagues with 6 teams apiece, and drafted super deep teams, and not a single team took Geno Smith.
Yeah.
The number 6 quarterback last year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. Just nuts to see.
Definitely going to be on a team this year.
Yeah, no doubt.
Definitely be on a team.
For sure. Who'd you have at number 9 there, Andy?
That's where I got Deshaun Watson.
All right.
Yeah. Just going to have to put him somewhere. I mean, he wasn't going towards the top.
Yeah. Yep. There's too many risks. I mean, but he's too good, I think, not to.
And
not
he's
to put
got
on
Nick
there.
Chubb. I mean, Chubb's going to take a lot of those points, during fantasy time. He's going to get a lot of those touchdowns. I don't think Deshaun's going to be the.
Well, no Kareem Hunt
Houston.
anymore, so.
I don't think he's going to be the Houston Deshaun, to be honest, in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's to be seen. They added that Elijah Moore kid from the Jets. That passing attack could be interesting this year. But we'll see. Number, where are we at? 8?
8.
Coop?
8, I have good old Dak. Again, I like the addition of Brandon Cooks. I mean, just CD Gallup coming back that second year back from that injury. That's a really good receiving core. You got Tony Pollard in the backfield. I still think you guys will bring Zeke back probably on a vet min or something to where he can keep playing. But I think that offense is just too good. And, again, he's not going anywhere with that contract he signed.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the third of my honorable mentions. He's the last one of my honorable mention. He didn't quite make my list. Maybe I was trying to be not cowboy bias.
Well, I'm proud of you because that's like the first time ever. Like, not even in conversation.
Trying to be objective.
Random conversation.
Who'd you have at number 8, Andy?
Justin Fields.
Hey, we match.
That's where I had that. I mean, to be honest with you,
that's what that look was for.
8 through 12, I don't think I'd really want to start my franchise with any of these players. But out of all those, Justin Fields probably would have been the one if I had to actually pick out of those bottom ones. Be like, all right.
Yep, that's exactly where I have him. Just that rushing ability.
Yep.
He has actual the QB1 upside with his rushing. It's yet to be seen on the passing, but I mean that he's a real good chance of getting 1,000 yards on the ground.
Who you got for 7 there?
7, I have Lamar. Turns 27 the very last day of the regular season, so he's still young. A new contract, so he's not going anywhere. They added some receiving weapons. I like Flowers. Not real high on Beckham, and they get Bateman back, which is, I mean,
big.
Yeah, absolutely. So they got a receiving core. They get a healthy Dobbins. So, yeah, I think we get a return to the
explosive Baltimore
the good
offense.
Lamar. So, yep.
That would be good to see. For 7, I have Trevor Lawrence. Like with Calvin Ridley and Ingram back, Christian Kirk. I like that offense. I think they're going to be even better this year, especially with Ridley. I think he could thrive. That defense is still pretty legit. So, and with him having, again, now his second off season with a real coach.
Yeah. No kidding.
I think, again, you're really going to see him start making that ascension towards maybe what we've seen from like that Herberts and Burrows, and that's what I'm at least expecting. Yeah. Before I kind of push him up there, I'd like to see him take that step, and I think he could at this point.
Andy?
This is where I got Justin Herbert. Love the dude. I don't know, he just kind of had a step back last year from the year before that. Plus, Keenan Allen's getting old. I mean, he's getting hurt a lot. So he's good. Mike Williams, he's been getting hurt a lot too every game, seems like.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler's getting older. I mean, his team's kind of crumbling, you know.
I mean, well,
Like I said, I love the dude. Like,
they did add Quentin Johnson and
Yeah, the rookie receiver there.
you still got Josh Palmer, who's been pretty solid.
Yeah.
25.
Well,
So,
didn't they re-sign Mike Williams too, though?
Yeah, they've got them both.
Yeah.
But I mean, Keenan Allen's. I think this is the last year of his deal coming
he's
up.
He's getting old too. So I mean, even if last year, how many games did he sit out? Sit out a chunk of them, a big chunk.
I know Mike Williams was definitely injured last year because I have him on
Oh yeah.
too many fantasy teams. Who is your number 6, Andy?
My number 6 is Lamar.
Lamar?
Lamar is number 6.
Yeah.
Basically, I only put him at number 6 instead of Herbert because of that rushing.
Yeah.
And see, that's where I have Herbert at 6.
At 6. Yep. Yeah, rushing definitely makes a difference. I'm still gonna get to Herbert here. So I have him a little bit higher. My number 6 is Jalen Hurts. He was QB1 last year in points per game. Probably would have been the overall leader if he didn't miss those couple meaningless games at the end that they didn't need him. His rushing, obviously, again with all these quarterbacks, it's that rushing that gets him up there. But I don't think he could sustain double-digit touchdowns every year. I don't think he can keep doing that. Eventually, other people are going to score those touchdowns. I mean, they added DeAndre Swift. They went out and got Rashad Penny. Somebody else is going to score some of those rushing touchdowns. It's not just going to be Jalen Hurts getting pushed from behind every time.
That worked last year. So.
It worked
work last
amazing,
year.
and they didn't change the rules. So I mean, maybe, but that's what keeps him a little bit down on my list. His passing isn't amazing. He's got amazing weapons, but it's that rushing that really. Threw me off. That was my number 6 was Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
So
Who's number 6? I was just shocked. I think this is just some Eagles hate going his way because of him being a Cowboys fan. Though
it's the passing ability of Jalen Hurts. I'm just
I bet
not
you
sold.
didn't even put the Commander's
Not
quarterback
sold.
on there, did you?
No, but I love Sam Howell. I love him. All right. Did you do your 6 there,
I've
Coop?
got Justin Herbert at 6.
Oh, yeah, that's what you said, Herbert at 6. So who's your 5?
5, I got Joey B. Give me my boy Joey Burrow.
Burrow?
Ooh.
I mean, hot takes, man. Hot takes.
Yeah.
It's all he does. So, I mean, what can you say? It's Joe Burrow. He's got the weapons. I mean, that offense just hums. And
He said he would he doesn't need a big contract if he can keep
exactly.
that team together. So
I think you're going to see that, and I think he's just going to be one of those cats that's just fucking calm, cool, collected, and
He's definitely
dropping
cool. He
dimes.
doesn't get too high or too low. So, who'd you have over there, number 5, Andy?
I got Trevor Lawrence there.
Damn, match again. Yeah,
Jesus.
that's my number 5 as well.
Man, he did so good last year.
Yep.
Like that was.
And they added the number 1 in Ridley. I mean, a former number 1 wide receiver.
And Ingram. Ingram actually looked like Ingram when you drafted him. Like, that's the Ingram you wanted.
And he actually has a little bit of rushing upside. You don't think it, but
ETN, too.
but
He's got
Lawrence
ETN
actually,
there.
I think he had like 400 or so rushing yards last year. I mean,
he
moves around.
He's nimble.
Yeah.
He's nimble. But at least he's got a little size to him to where he can at least see the rush coming and get out.
He's he's a big
again,
quarterback.
that's a lot of my issue with Bryce Young is he's not going to be able to see because he's going to have trouble seeing over his own fucking offense.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so that was our 5s. Number 4 for me was Herbert, Justin Herbert. He's just so good in the pocket. He doesn't have the rushing, but he's 25. I don't think he has that quarterback 1 upside, like the quarterback 1 upside, but you're going to get 30 touchdowns out of that guy, I think, pretty much every season. So, your number 4, Coop?
I got Josh Allen. I mean, he slings the rock. That's what the kid does. But I mean, it seems like he's been going through a rough stretch that last kind of third of the season, back half of that third, and in the playoffs, he just way too many turnovers. And especially now with the Diggs having a man period or whatever it is going on there.
Can't have you talking about my QB1 that way. That's the top guy on my list right there is Josh Allen. I'll expose that right now.
I'm not telling you where he's at on mine until we get to there.
That guy, he has nothing. Like you said, he just has Diggs, and that's all he's had.
Now
And
he's
he
only
still
got
makes it work.
Singletary's gone.
So
Well, we got Cooks.
he just makes it work. But who is your number 4, Andy?
My 4 is Joey Burrow.
Yeah.
2 straight AFC titles. Well, they lost, obviously, but they made it. Or championships, I mean.
Yeah.
Games.
Yep. Joe
How do you
Burrow's a
not?
stud.
His first year, he gets hurt, but he was talked about as rookie of the year at the time, and then got hurt, came back.
All right.
Like he didn't get hurt. Like, here, throw the ball. Can't catch it.
He's got top 12 receivers, and Boyd would probably be a wide receiver too on most teams. I love his weapons.
Joe Mixon's getting a little old, though. And they just upgraded to that tight end. Who'd they get?
Oh, they got Irv Smith.
Yeah.
If Irv Smith stays healthy, he's one of my sleeper tight ends this year. He just can't stay healthy. That was your number 4, right?
That was number 4, correct.
And so
Number 3.
I've got Joey B. That's where I've got Burrow is at 3.
Yeah, that's where I've got Mr. Lamar.
Oh, wow.
Lamar, wow. Yeah.
I had Lamar up here at 3 just because, again, if he's healthy, he can put up 1,200 yards rushing.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, I'm sorry, along with probably going to throw for 3,000 to 4,000 yards. I'm sorry how that does so much upside of being the number 1 every week just from his rushing alone.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely has that explosive weak ability. No doubt about it. Who'd you have at 3, Andy?
3, I have Jalen Hurts right there.
All right. Yeah, I could definitely see him being higher with that rushing and stuff. Like I said, he was number 1 last year.
Well, he's got AJ Brown. He's got that Devontae Smith kid. So, I mean, Devontae, that was his second year, so they still got him for another 2 years.
He's not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
They've got probably two top 12 receivers.
They got
And
crazy
steal
probably a
AJ
top
Brown.
5 tight end and Goddard.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, they're pretty
I
good.
even have him in a lot of leagues.
who you got at 2 there?
That's where I got Josh Allen.
Well,
I mean, obviously, out of 1 and 2, you should probably know who number 1 is.
Yep.
But out of those 2,
Yep.
come on, Josh Allen.
Your number 1 is my number 2. I've got Patrick Mahomes there at number 2.
That's who I got at number 2.
Yep. He's just so consistent. I mean, what can you say about the guy? He
He
proved last year he doesn't need Hill. And in a couple of years, he'll go on to prove he doesn't need Kelsey.
And that offense is still probably going to be
I don't know
along.
about that one.
As long as he keeps Andy Reid, I think he's good to go. And he's got a little bit of rushing ability.
No. Okay. Well, obviously, I have Patrick Mahomes at 1. Now, the reason why he's number 1 is if you look at the stats, Patrick Mahomes has only played 3 more games than Josh Allen. He's got over 5,000 more passing yards.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's like a season.
Yeah.
That's like a season for most quarterbacks.
Well, when Mahomes, his first year starting, they just let him rip.
Yeah.
They didn't let Josh Allen rip right away. They
He
held
had to
him
work
back a
on
little
some
bit.
of that
Yeah.
accuracy issues and some of his mechanics. Because number 1, I got Jalen.
Jalen Hurts, huh?
Again, second year with AJ. Again, you still got Devontae, Goddard. You got the backfield, the rushing upside. I mean, just that offense is going to be humming. They're going to be tough.
I hope you're wrong.
Well, I know that. You're a Cowboys.
There's that Cowboys guy. There he is.
I tried. I can't do it.
Well, we're
Hope
have
you're
to
wrong.
mute your mic right before the end.
You guys should be proud
All
of
right,
me. I
so-
didn't even have Ritter even in honorable mentions.
My 1 was Josh Allen, like I said before. So, well, that's our top 12s.
That was fun.
Yeah, I think our next episode, I think we're going to do our top 12-ish running backs.
Dynasty starting.
Yeah.
12:50. We'll figure it out.
So yeah, we'll talk to you guys probably after the 4th. Have a great holiday.
Have a blast, guys.
Yeah, enjoy.
Stay safe and stay high.
Absolutely.
Blow something up for me.